EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's got room. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big play there on the catch and run.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Burrow's throw taken in by Samuel. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having the open week and having to stew about it.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, You've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now they go play action now. Burrow to Mixon on the check down. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow, first down. This is caught. Touchdown. Deebo Samuel, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 6. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at it, get a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Play action. It's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a first down, and he gives himself up there at the end.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. To throw is Jackson. Forced out to his left. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
So the illegal forward pass also costs them a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Now it's Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. This defense for the Bengals, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And one of the key numbers that I look at after every game, total yards allowed. They held them under 200 yards of total offense, just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Jackson from the shotgun. And this one is incomplete.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, They used the slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. 64 was Matt Prater's record. This would top that by a yard. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Now Burrow on first down. He finds his target, Beckham. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
When you think about this strong safety position, they're the more bulkier guys in the free safety, but that time great athleticism to hustle in and break up that play.
On second down, Mixon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Here we go. Big 13. Big 13. 11 Thomas.
Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Second down and 7.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Max Crosby in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's caught by Galladay. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And yep, indeed, the flag is out. They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Burrow will throw.
He will find his man Chase complete.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. First catch of this game, a big one. Of course, he had the big performance last week when he was AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, but that was so last week, wasn't it? I mean, look at what he's doing now. I think he's trying to exceed.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Bengals 14, Ravens nothing.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 the score as they regroup with 1st and 10. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Oh, he was looking for Parker, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible. So I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Burrow. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 21-0.
Ravens nothing.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Jackson now off the bootleg. Flush to his right.
And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact.
Now this play was all about the eyes. As he rolled out to his right, he kept one eye downfield and one eye on what was in front of him, and he ended up picking up some pretty good yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. This is caught. It's Brown. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find the answers, and they've got to find them quick.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. And he almost had his 2nd pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10, Jackson. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Just like that. Nice 57. 57's nice.
Jackson now. And it's caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
2nd and goal from the 1.
57's Mike. Mike 57. Let's go, baby. Let's get that ball. 57. 57. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win.
Here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Ravens cut into that lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and...
It got his man complete. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big play there for Cincinnati. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. And the Bengals are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. Now it's Burrow. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Second and goal from the 6 this time. Now it's Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we'll see how aggressive they want to be in these final stages before the half. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Cleveland Farrell, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Both teams going back through their game plans, making their final halftime adjustments. And for the call of the second half, we go back up to Baltimore and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Single. 6 guys. 11 mighty.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. It's caught. Beckham. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Off the play fake, here's Jackson.
He'll dump this off, complete to Dobbins.
And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good game.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Mike's 57. 57's Mike. Bring it. 57's the Mike.
They go play action with Jackson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. This will be caught at Samuel. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
On 1st down, Mixon. He takes it to the 15. A nice display of power, but not a ton to show for it. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Once again, they run with Mixon. Sheds off the tackle, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 52 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 2.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
11 Thomas. 11 Mighty.
Mixon is in. Touchdown, Bengals. He's got the hat trick. 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out?
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for him. A nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 2nd and 6. To throw is Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's a give to Dobbins. A pretty nice, strong run, but can't break away. Down just inside the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They've got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
6 yards left on 2nd down. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep.
Mike 5'9", 5'9".
Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Play that tight D.
Now Jackson. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Play action. Now Jackson. Sliding out of the pocket. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Devontae Parker, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. He finds his target, Beckham. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Buying time to his left. And he'll just get rid of it. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Caught left side. It's Beckham. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
The 71 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Mixon. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Throw left side, complete to Chase.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 12-yard line. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Yeah, he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on 1st down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the first down. I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to second and one is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. A throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. It's a big play there for Baltimore. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens cut into that lead.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. From the 44, Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
They'll run on first down. Mixon, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. From just shy of midfield, Burrow. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Burrow looking to pass. Goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Max Crosby in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Here's Jackson. Dobbins with it. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Jackson to throw. And that is incomplete here.
If this offense can't get it done, they'll think back to just a few plays and say to themselves, this was a winnable game and we let it get away. Still a chance to save it, but time's definitely running out.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. They'll roll him out right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll run with Mixon. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Back to Mixon on second down.
First and goal, Cincinnati.
So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for Cincinnati, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home.